Chronic inflammation is at the root of nearly every modern disease, from heart problems to joint pain to fatigue and even depression. But the good news is that your diet can either fuel that fire or put it out. Chronic inflammation is like a slow burning fire inside your body. You can't always see it, but you feel it. Fatigue, joint pain, brain fog, digestive issues. It creeps in and quietly steals your energy, focus, and your peace. And it's more common than you might think. In fact, many people walk around with it for years without even knowing, until it shows up as something much bigger, like heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disease, or depression. But luckily, you can fight inflammation naturally, and one of the best ways to do this is by what you put on your plate. So, what is inflammation? Let's start from the beginning. Inflammation is part of your immune system. It's your body's natural defense. When you cut your finger or catch a cold, inflammation kicks in to protect and heal. That's called acute inflammation, short-term, helpful, and necessary. But when inflammation lingers in your body long after the threat is gone, that's called chronic inflammation, and that's where the damage begins. Chronic inflammation is like rust on your cells. It slowly wears you down from the inside out. It can damage your arteries, making you more prone to heart attacks or strokes. It can attack your joints, triggering pain, stiffness, and conditions like arthritis. It can disrupt your gut, your hormones, your mood. Even brain function can suffer. Research links chronic inflammation to cognitive decline, anxiety, and depression. And if you've been feeling off, like something just isn't right, it can be that inflammation has been playing a role, because what people don't realize is that inflammation doesn't scream in your body. It whispers. And you might brush off the signs and thinking it's part of getting older and it's normal, but they often point to a deeper imbalance. Some of the most common signs include waking up with stiff joints, unexplained fatigue, skin flare-ups like acne or eczema, brain fog or poor memory, weight gain that doesn't respond to diet, digestive issues like bloating or gas, mood swings, or feeling low for no reason. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. And this isn't just in your head, it is your body asking for support. So, what causes inflammation? But before we dive into that, don't forget to give us a like. Sometimes inflammation is caused by hidden infections, environmental toxins, chronic stress, but the biggest trigger is your diet. So let's talk about the foods that keep your inflammation going, especially when you eat them on a daily basis. Refined sugar and processed carbs can spike blood sugar and fuel inflammatory cycles. Seed oils like soybean, canola, corn oil, these are high in omega-6 fats, which, when out of balance with omega-3s, push the body towards inflammation. Artificial sweeteners could interfere with gut bacteria and contribute to low-grade immune activation. Highly processed or fried foods often contain harmful compounds like trans fats and advanced glycation end products. And then there are certain food groups that can trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. The first one is dairy. And not everyone tolerates dairy well. Some people lack the enzyme lactase, which breaks down lactose. This can lead to bloating, cramping, or diarrhea. Other compounds in dairy, like casein A1, can trigger immune responses and even promote leaky gut or joint pain in certain people. If dairy affects you, you could try to switch to A2 milk, raw dairy products, or even fermented options like kefir, because this can make a huge difference. Next on the list is gluten. This protein found in wheat, barley, and rye can be highly inflammatory for those with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. Even if you're not officially diagnosed, gluten can disrupt the gut lining, increase intestinal permeability, and trigger immune reactions, leading to symptoms like brain fog, joint pain, and fatigue. Next on the list is soy. Soy is a common allergen and one of the most genetically modified crops. GMO soy is often sprayed with glyphosate, a herbicide that damages the gut microbiome. Processed soy products like soy protein isolate or textured soy protein also contain additives that can irritate the digestive system. If you do eat soy, go for fermented and organic options like tempeh, natto, or miso. Next, there is nightshades. These include tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and white potatoes. For some people, especially those with autoimmune conditions or joint pain, nightshades can trigger inflammation. They contain compounds like alkaloids and lectins that may disrupt the gut lining and mimic proteins in the body, leading to an autoimmune response. Cooking them well or eliminating them for a few weeks may help identify if they are an issue for you. Then there is lectins. Found in grains, legumes, and some seeds, lectins are proteins that can bind to the gut lining, block nutrient absorption, and activate the immune system. If your gut is already compromised, they may worsen symptoms like bloating, fatigue, or inflammation. Soaking, sprouting, fermenting, or pressure cooking these foods can reduce their lectin content and make them easier to tolerate. Again, you don't need to cut this all out forever. But if you're struggling with inflammation, trying an elimination period from 4 to 8 weeks and then slowly reintroducing it can be incredibly eye-opening. And now you're probably wondering what you should eat to fight inflammation. Well, let's look right into that. The first thing you can add is fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These are rich in omega-3s, EPA, and DHA, which reduce inflammatory cytokines and lower CRP. Number 2, berries. Packed with anthocyanins and antioxidants, they help fight free radicals and support immune balance. Number 3, leafy greens. Loaded with polyphenols, magnesium, and fiber, these nourish your gut, lower oxidative stress, and support detox. Number 4, extra virgin olive oil. Contains oleocanthal, a natural anti-inflammatory compound similar to ibuprofen. Make sure it's cold pressed and unrefined. Number 5, turmeric with black pepper. Curcumin is a compound that calms inflammation and supports joints, guts, and brain health. Black pepper helps you to absorb it better. Number 6, fermented foods. Kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and plain yogurt help balance your gut microbiome, crucial for managing inflammation systematically. Number 7, avocados. Full of healthy fats, fiber, magnesium, and antioxidants. They help regulate blood sugar and reduce inflammation at the cellular level. Number 8, green tea. Rich in EGCG, which protects cells from damage, lowers inflammation, and supports longevity. Now, there are also certain herbs and spices that can help, like ginger, garlic, cinnamon, rosemary, and oregano. They all offer natural anti-inflammatory effects. And something very important is hydration. Hydration matters because even slight dehydration can increase inflammation. Water supports detox, digestion, and cellular repair. So make sure to drink enough during the day. No single food will save you, but a consistent pattern of anti-inflammatory eating will change how your body feels and functions. Eat more of what heals and cut out of what harms. Inflammation isn't something that just happens overnight, but every meal you take is either a step towards repair or damage. And if you want to learn more about how to help with your inflammation, make sure to watch our next video.